Hey again, guys. Hey, Dev. Um, Feeling a little crisper and more awake and less drained this morning, so maybe I can be a little more coherent. Um, I think it would be easier if I stuck to an issue that you raised yourself in this video, Dev, seeing as how that would be an easy manner to explain something that I was trying to ask last night. Well, regarding, do you think that someone else should have control over your life, any governmental control at all, and what the cons would be to not having government control. Of course, we all know some of the main political premises behind that. They're, just Western philosophy, the big basic premises of it. We're not going to get into that, though. And I want to touch on the subject of drug offenders. Now, I've done my research. I can tell you this, that the United States does indeed have 25% of the world's prison population, but only 5% of the world's population. The United States does indeed have 2.2 million people incarcerated at any given time, and that's not necessarily including those on parole, those on house arrest. Now, let's look at that again. Let's take a country such as China. China has, 1.6 billion people, and has 500,000 fewer prisoners. Approximately 500,000 fewer prisoners than the U.S. does. Now, that to me seems like a gigantic red flag. And the truth of the matter is that you're right. Most of these prisoners that we have are drug offenses, and the majority of them are not dispensaries. They are street level. They're people buying and selling pot, and I think that's a big issue. I think you're right when you say we go where the money is when government's involved, and the government may or may not know how to control that flow of money just yet, and it's difficult for them. And I'm not trying to give any excuses for them. God knows I definitely don't agree with the manner that my hair looks fucked up, the manner that they go about this, but the truth is they want that money. They want the revenue generated by this ordeal, and they're not happy with letting it flow on the street level. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to get too deeply involved with the religion. I'm trying to keep it not quite on a political level, but just on a factual level, in saying that we have an unprecedented amount of people incarcerated, along with these rapists and murderers. I'm not saying that I don't think we should have a prison system. I think it could be heavily reformed. There's no reason that someone who decides to smoke a joint should have to take 5 to 10 years in prison. And really, if you look at the numbers, it is a racially based, a racially and economically based system. Those in lower economic levels are much more likely to be incarcerated. And in fact, it's still a bad time to be black in the United States. You are, on average across the states, 5.5 times more likely to be incarcerated if you are African American. That's not opinion, that is fact. And most of those, a lot of those arrests come from the minimum statutes for crack cocaine. The mandatory minimum sentencing for most drugs are similar to that of crack cocaine, however, now. And it's a fucking massacre, dude. It's even here. The sad part is, even in the South, it's where the majority of the African American population is. It's not as bad as other places, as say the Midwest, Wisconsin, has the highest ratio of African American to white incarcerations. I believe the ratio is 10 to 1. Again, this is just picking out a subject to realize how much control that a entity can have over your life. That it's not the choices you make, sometimes it's the choices that they've made for you. Anybody who's more interested in this subject can contact me, or just do your research. I spent many hours on it. Anyways, sorry to have such a downer for a video today, Dev. I'll be uploading more later on. Take it easy.